Hello everybody, this is Nate with the STS Guys bringing you another action figure unboxing, and today we have an amazing new figure, the Spider-Man Homecoming homemade suit Mezco Toyz exclusive. This was only available directly through Mezco's site. The pre-order did happen to go pretty fast, so if you missed out on them, don't be too sad. They will be making a normal version of this figure in the tech suit that he got from Tony. This is the first one from the movie. However, this is not the first MCU figure they've done. They did release a Ragnarok Thor and a Ragnarok Hulk. So it's cool to see Mezco expanding their MCU line. I hope they continue to do it. However, let's get into this figure and see what we got. I'm excited for this one. So on the front of the box, we have the Spider-Man Homecoming logo, Marvel right there. We also have Marvel right here. Spider-Man homemade suit. 112 Collective, and then the Mezco Toyz exclusive logo. On the side, we have a Spider-Man symbol. It looks like this is probably the symbol that was on the suit that he made, so the homemade suit, obviously, before he got the tech suit from Tony. On the other side, it's the same thing. On the back, you have some really cool art. I really like the way this came out. Shows, the design for the suit, kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to be getting into with this figure. And it's also the smaller box, so Mezco exclusives always come in a smaller box than the standard release. I actually prefer these smaller boxes because they are more collector friendly. At least for me, I collect all my Mezco boxes, so something that doesn't take up a whole lot of space is totally cool with me, and I actually like the art that are on these boxes. So as we open the figure, we do have this product care guideline sheet. This just explains how to take care of your figure. If you have not owned a Mezco before, you might just want to read through this. Just some helpful tips on how to keep your figure in pristine condition. So, the moment of truth. We're going to crack this open, and I can already see that it looks really awesome. When I saw this movie, the suit kind of surprised me because I remember, we got the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man that kind of had a version of this, but I actually really liked the way that the new one from Tom Holland, I like this, the way it came out. It's a really cool look. Enough about me talking, let's just look at it. So wow, yeah, this looks really good. The intricate detailing in the fabric clothing really comes out well. And this is where Mezco really shines, in my opinion. They're one of the few action figure companies that provides fabric clothing in 1/12 scale. And they do such an excellent job in the details. You can see all throughout the suit. He's got this pajama kind of onesie, the blue, and he's got a red sweater that goes over it. You got the pull strings for the hoodie. That's awesome. And then you have that Spider-Man logo right there in the front, which looks like is one he kind of designed himself before Tony started helping him out. Goes all the way down into his knee-high socks. I love the way this came out. Into his shoes here. This looks really good. I love his web shooters. Nice little detail there. You can see kind of where the button is, just barely. But yeah, overall, he's got a hoodie here. The hoodie is functional. It goes over his head. And it looks good. I love the goggles. Definitely screams first suit for Spider-Man. This is kind of where he's learning, his abilities, learning how the suit needs to be designed around that. I love the goggles. I remember Tony kind of made fun of the goggles in the movie. I thought they're so unique looking. This is such a unique take on Spider-Man. I'm actually really happy that I got this one because it's cool to see the evolution of the character. Anyways, we'll go through some of the accessories here because they did give us a lot of cool stuff. So, zoom in on that just a little bit. So, this is really cool. I've said this before in my past videos, but I love it when Mezco gives us an unmasked head of a character because it's such a cool variation to see this character without his mask on. And obviously, this is the Tom Holland Spider-Man, and I think the likeness here is really good. I think they did an excellent job capturing Tom Holland. There have been a couple of people that said it's not one for one, but this to me looks really good. And just look at the sculpting in the hair. You can see the waves of his hair. Nice details all throughout. You can see the part in his hair. The hair looks great. Maybe you got a little bit of a spot that's probably just some plastic or maybe some extra material, but nothing really too concerning. And then right into his face, you know, you got the brown eyes. His face just came out well. He's kind of got a stern look on his face. And then the neck too. The neck looks really nice. So I can't express enough. I wish all Mezcos came with an unmasked head because they just look awesome. I really love to have unmasked versions of characters. Kind of makes you feel a little bit more connected to them, and at least for me. So you get 2, 4, 6, 7 hands. You get the closed fist, which I'll just bring it up to you one more time in case you missed it. I love the detailing on the hand. He's got like webbing going throughout. You can see his fingers partially exposed. I like how these came out, and definitely looks like an earlier version of the gloves, you know, because his fingers are exposed. So then you get some other versions of those hands. You get the thwip hands. So with Spider-Man, you gotta have the thwip. So he's got his 2 fingers down, you know, just like he normally does. And it came out great. I love the exposed fingers. I like how he's got the, you know, kind of the fingerless gloves on. And again, I really like the webbing that came out on his hands. Just really nice details. So he's got 2 of those. Then he's got 2 open palm hands. So these are for grabbing something or holding onto the side of a building maybe, or throwing someone. You can kind of use your imagination. Then you can see the thwip button right there. So I love the details they put in these hands. They did a great job. And then you also get a web swinging hand, which is great. I wish they would have given us 2 of these because they only get 1. But you can see there's a little opening right there where you can put the web. So it's like he's grabbing it and holding on. I really like that. I wish they would have gave us another one so you could do 2, but I'm okay with just the 1. It's better than none. So great details on those hands. And then you get some web effects. So these look similar to the ones that came with previous Spider-Man. They have done a few other classic versions of Spider-Man. These web effects look similar, but since I don't have those figures, these are new to me. So you kind of get one that's more of a, it looks like it's in the process of being shot. So you have a thicker part here, and then it kind of goes smaller as it goes. The cool thing about these is that you can actually put it in the hand. So let me just kind of show you how that works. There's a cutout in the hand, and sorry for the focus here. So there's a cutout, you can kind of see it there, and you can get the thwip or the web to go right into the middle of that. So it sits really nicely on his hand, and it looks like it fits well. So it's coming out of the web shooter like it should be. I really like the way they incorporated the hand into the web, so it looks more authentic. Then you also get more of a sprayed out. So this is like he's trying to blind somebody. Maybe he's spraying them in the face. I really like the variation in the webs that they gave us here, because you can, you know, use them in different shots. So you could put somebody's face over this. Maybe he's trying to trap someone, so he's got their foot. Lots of, you know, use your imagination. You can use this for however you want. But I like how they gave us the 2 different webs there. And then you also get a longer web. And this one's different because it is wired. So you can bend this out. You can, you know, have it hang on something. You can kind of just do whatever you want with it. And this is the one that is probably used for the grabbing hand. So I like how they gave us a bunch of different webs. You know, it's Spider-Man after all. He has different web attacks. So I like how they gave us the variation there. On the bottom of the figure, you get kind of the standard stuff here, but we'll go ahead and show you anyways. So you do get a Mezco baggie. It's just for holding the accessories. These are great. I use them all the time. You get the Spider-Man stand. So it's got that homemade suit logo. And then you also get the display stand. So if you want to do some dynamic action poses, you can do that. This looks like it goes with the display stand. Maybe it looks like a magnet. So if you have kind of like a metal piece that you want him to be hanging from, you can use that and kind of prop him up that way. So this is pretty much what you get with the figure. Overall, I'm really happy with how this Spider-Man came out. I don't think I've ever, in the last few reviews, I've never been disappointed with a Mezco. You can't go wrong with this company. They do such good work. So I highly recommend it. Let's go over the articulation really quick to give you an idea of how this guy moves and bends. Being that it's Spider-Man, you want him to have some good movement. So he's in a slimmer body. I like that. He's not bulky. You know, he looks smaller, kind of like a teenager. His arm goes about there. It does have, ooh yeah, he's got double jointed elbows, so you can get some really good bend in the elbow, like that. It's a great movement in that. He's got a bicep swivel. Let's put that down. I'm just being extra careful because it's a brand new figure. I don't want to break it. His head looks up a really good amount, so you can do some good web swinging. It looks down a good amount. The neck is separated from the head. And one thing I noticed now that I'm looking at the two heads, you can see they have two different necks. So if he's got his mask off, it's cool because you can make it look like he does fully have the mask off. It's not just another head sitting on top of that neck with the mask. So I like how they incorporated the detail. And from what I've seen, you can actually take the head off of the neck, so you can switch it up if you want to. So back to the articulation, his head moves side to side, get really good range all around. So I like that. He does have some pretty good ab crunch, so he can look down about that much. He can look up about that much. So not a ton of bend, but you know, it's not bad. Definitely some good movement there. His leg goes out about that far, so it's fully extended to the front. Doesn't go as far back. Actually, it's a little bit limited going back. He does have double jointed knees, so really good bend in the knee. He can touch his butt with his foot. That's pretty awesome. And then his foot goes up about this much, goes back about, no, goes down about that much, and then he does have some really good ankle rocker actually. Goes side to side a good amount, really good freedom of movement. And I know, like I said, I didn't have a previous Spider-Man from Mezco, but that was one complaint I think some people had, is that the ankle pivot wasn't there. It seems like they've improved that on this figure. Let's do some really quick size comparisons so you can get an idea of how he looks compared to other figures. So we'll compare him next to Iron Man. And Iron Man definitely looks bigger. I'm trying to get the feet to match as much as I can. But definitely Iron Man's a bigger figure here, and he should be because, you know, if you remember, Spider-Man's a younger kid, so he's not a full-grown adult yet. He's not quite as tall as Tony, so I like the scale here. I think they scale really well together. And then, just for comparison of another Spider-Man figure, we've got him next to the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Spider-Man. You can see this is more of an adult version of Spider-Man. He's taller than this one. So I really think they did a really good job with the scale here. He looks like a younger kid, and he should, because this suit is from when he's first getting started. So highly recommend this figure. If you happen to get a chance to get one, please hop on it, because he'll probably be hard to find aftermarket. If this is your first STS Guys video, please check out the rest of our channel. We got a lot of great content. We do a weekly podcast. We do unboxings. We go to conventions. We try to do anything geeky, nerdy, or cool. So please check us out and hit that sub button. You can also check us out on Instagram at STS Guys, on Twitter at STS Guys, on Facebook at The STS Guys. If you guys like this video, please give me a big fat thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And let me know what you think about this figure in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. This has been Nate from the STS Guys. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great night.